What you talking about? By the Slide for Vaughn comments. They be saying Slide for Vaughn. I think they trolling me.
For some reason, I just don't see them comments no more.
Cameras captured the aftermath.
This man, a passenger in that car, frantic at the sight.
Online frenzy ignited over King Von Slide posts perceived as trolls targeting Lil Durk, with fans noting his comments vanishing mysteriously, while raw footage captured a frantic crash passenger at the scene amid applause. Breaking court news revealed Durk pushing for an immediate January 7th trial against his co-defendants and prosecutors' wishes to delay to May 4th.
Lawyer, and I just learned that the rap artist Lil Durk just had his motion to dismiss his for hire case denied. To be honest, I'm not that surprised. Let me tell you guys something. There's only two ways that Lil Durk is rocking out of that federal courtroom on 2 feet. A jury of 12 people says that he is not guilty, or President Trump pardons him. There's no other way that Durk is walking out of that court free. That judge is not going to be dismissing any key evidence. He's not going to be dismissing any motions. He's not going to do anything.
But after feds boasted of cooperating witnesses fingering him as the murder-for-hire architect, his lawyers folded, rescheduling. For May 4th with an April 13th pretrial, Durk appeared thinner and dreadless, as judges denied motions to disqualify, dismiss for vagueness, and more, with a criminal attorney warning his only outs are a jury acquittal or a Trump pardon since ex-prosecutor judges rarely budge.
That significantly helps Lil Durk walk out of that courtroom without having a trial. Now, how and why am I so sure of this? Well, here's the first thing I want to tell you. Most federal judges used to be federal prosecutors, exact prosecutors that are prosecuting Durk. A lot of judges used to stand in that very position. Federal prosecutors can be very biased people, and very rarely, once they put on that black robe and become a judge, do they get rid of those biases, okay? That judge very likely probably thinks that Durk is guilty. He just can't be the one that...
Creators reacted heatedly from Remo's no-jumper regrets to defenses of Durk's kids amid accusations of orphaning others, clashing over platform jurisdiction and free Durk/Smirk chants, while his bill of particulars forces. Evidence disclosure despite a leaked group chat alleging he ordered O-block hits for weak King Von retaliation per a witness, though WAC 100 insists no direct texts prove Durk named targets, like Quando.
You talking about, look what happened to him.
Definitely not happy about him.
I wouldn't be happy if you go to jail, Adam, because I know you got daughter. Break down.
There's multiple people who are no longer there for their kids as a result of that Durk allegedly called in.
Until they put that on black and white, sir. Stop throwing stuff on a black man who's trying to do something right for the community right now.
The feds have already put out a lot of information about this.
You don't have to put it out. You don't have to put it out. This is a major platform.
You're not the boss of me.
Feds already locked in at least 3 cooperating witnesses against Durk. One's been spilling from the jump. We just haven't peeked at the transcripts yet, and that's plenty firepower without extras. Paperwork exposes a group chat where one snitch coordinates the quick hit while the other 2 haggle over payout logistics. Twist though, one turncoat might have fibbed to authorities. As docs show the star witness flip-flopping, he first swore no bounty existed, now admits there was. Folks pegged it on D, but nah, he's fighting to bail from the case entirely, arguing the pile of evidence against Durk skips him clean. Why lump me in?
We talk about rap on here. I think it is well within our jurisdiction to talk about the fact
jurisdiction? What type of police is
been alleged to have ordered them.
Free Smirk though.
Free Smirk. But also maybe
police. It's a platform. There's some police.
Just sit down for a little and decide, hey, maybe I'm not anybody else.
We don't have no proof that.
Well,
I never got orders to hire killers, never pulled a trigger, which ain't betrayal, just a severance bid that could actually aid Durk by snapping a key conspiracy link. Alarm bells ring louder with feds piling on a 2021 Georgia gas station ambush pinned on Durk targeting Quando Rondo, tying it to his own lyrics.
Life, by basically saying he's guilty of for hire. And the only thing that, like, yes, some of these things look suspect. Why'd you go there? Why are these people going there? Why'd you send this message? But nothing, there's no message that they got that says, where Durk says, y'all that Quando yet? Nothing says that.
You missing the point. Okay. They got a witness already cooperating on that. Been had one.
They're on my page like Slide for Vaughn. I know they're trolling. which he later podcast about, puzzled why those comments evaporated. Prosecutors sync the song's drop date to the attack on Quando's crew, but Durk's squad-eyed bond victory after Pryor fails. His dad updates post-hearing.
We just ain't seen what they said. It's 3 years. One of the is cooperating.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
So
fact. That's co-conspiracy too.
Yeah, I don't know. You don't need too much more than that. One of the is cooperating. Then in the paperwork, you got the conversation. They say they had it in and out. The other 2 was figuring out how they get.
Third bond try for my boy. Judge stayed neutral, weighed all proof fair and square. Ruling drops soon. We're optimistic, prayers up, inshallah victory ahead. The Edge? Feds yanked incriminating lyrics that spotlighted Durk badly, including lines boasting hits, locations, and even news clips of a son screaming no.
That's what Diddy did. He's basically saying all this evidence y'all got against Durk got nothing to do with me. Why you got me charged with Durk? And that doesn't mean he's going against Durk. That just means he wants his case severed. And I'm telling you, if it's severed, it helps Durk. Because one of the main connective tissue to this conspiracy is saying that Durk told Diddy to hire. Diddy's saying, I ain't get told to hire nobody. And I ain't hire nobody. What are you talking about? Why would I hire someone? That's his thing.
Police in Los Angeles are hunting 3 suspects accused of gunning down a Savannah rapper and one of his crew members, with dashcam footage catching the raw panic right after. A passenger from the targeted car freaking out amid the chaos. Meanwhile, Lil Durk's attorney dismissed the charges against him as a total farce during a heated interview, breaking it down like this.
Left the courtroom for the bond hearing for my son at least for the 3rd time. This time it was very fair. The judge was very fair. He wasn't pro-prosecutor. He wasn't pro-defense, but he was pro-justice. So he listened to all the evidence and, and he's going to give a ruling in the next few days about what his position is for the bond. But we were very pleased at how it turned out. So continue. Family, friends, and fans, continue to keep us in your prayers. And we thank you. And inshallah, God willing, this be victorious for us, that we have a good ruling in our favor.
The original indictment skipped Durk's name entirely, tagging others and leaving one mystery figure blank. Then, just 3 weeks later, prosecutors dropped a first superseding indictment, basically a carbon copy but with Durk, real name Durk Banks, now plugged in as that unnamed player. The kicker? This updated document added exactly one fresh detail, a claim that Durk dropped a video hyping and cashing in on the violence.
The case is as follows. So there was an indictment that did not name him, right? It named others, and then there was an unindicted person. And then 3 weeks later, that indictment was what's called the first superseding indictment, and it does name him. The indictment was identical, except the unnamed person now became Durk Banks. And this is the really important part, Ak. The second indictment, what's called the first superseding indictment, only had one new fact. It had one new fact, and that was it alleged that there was a video by Durk that celebrated and monetized this.
But the plot thickens with snitches flipping scripts. Take Vonnie, likely a key player in Durk's circle. His case file quietly updated to show he's out of custody, probably chilling on house arrest after cutting a deal with the feds. The wildest twist dropped via Vonnie's own text to a buddy, which got leaked. I'm aiming for a plea to 32 months. That's the floor for murder charges. Max is 43, basically life. Snag 2 points off for pleading, 1 more for jumping early, 2 for a clean slate. Lands me at 27 points, 5 to 7 years. No trial for me. Don't want him handling me like those other dudes.
It's a backdoor and I got all the pieces. That's all I'm gonna tell you. As Durk asked Vonnie, is it open? Vonnie told him it's off the hinges.
Wait. Are you talking about the Vaughn? Like King Vaughn?
Listen very carefully. When the payment was made to Little Tim, the next day or the same day, Durk asked Vonnie, was it open? This is what he asked him. Was it open? It was his exact words. Was it open? He told him it's off the hinges.
Are you saying that Vonnie?
He's nodding to Jam's grim fate there, but that's a rabbit hole for another time. Drama hit fever pitch when Vonnie's father, fueled by betrayal and street code fury, exploded onto the scene, publicly torching his own flesh and blood. He'd caught whispers of Vonnie's plea deal texts leaking like a sieve, those desperate calculations bargaining down a life sentence to half a decade. But Dad didn't stop at snitching. He lobbed a bombshell straight from the shadows of Chicago's drill wars. Vonnie didn't just flip on Durk. He allegedly engineered the ambush that felled King Von, Chicago's rawest storyteller, and Durk? He was in the loop, pulling strings or at least turning a blind eye. In a clip that's since gone viral on every hood TikTok and X thread, the elder Vonnie dangles the evidence like a loaded clip. I've got the back door, all the pieces, receipt stacked. Durk slides into Vonnie's text post-payment to Little Tim. Is it open? Vonnie hits back cool as ice. It's off the hinges. Reporters pounce. You saying Vonnie backdoored Von? Dad shuts it down sharp. Listen close. That's exactly it. No ambiguity, just cold implication. The exchange lands like a gut punch, code for a rigged entry, a setup where doors, literal or lethal, swing wide for the hitters. Timeline? Razor sharp and damning. Fresh off wiring cash to Little Tim, a shadowy fixer in ODF lore. Durk doesn't ask about confirmation or cleanup. Nah, was it open? Echoes with predatory calm. Vonnie's reply confirming the path cleared. Hinges busted for easy access. It's the kind of street slang that insiders decode instantly. A hit greenlit, executed flawless. Vonnie's dad piles on motive like forensic evidence. Banker statements tracing suspicious flows from Durk's camp, timelines syncing payouts to Von's final breaths outside an Atlanta studio in 2020. Add leaked lawyer DMs naming early rats on Durk and Von, painting a web of self-preservation where loyalty crumbles under federal pressure. This ain't just Family Feud. It's a seismic crack in hip-hop's foundation. Von rose under Durk's wing, ODF's prodigy, raw bars capturing black disciples' grit. Yet their shared 2019 murder case, stemming from a Miami shootout, hung like a noose. Von dies mysteriously months before those charges ghost for Durk. Coincidence? Fans cry setup. Durk sheds the brightest star to dodge the fall. Vonnie's dad wields at his checkmate, his boy, once ride or die, traded truths for freedom, dragging legends down. Streets buzz with fallout. Vonnie's texts, already public, now reek of deeper guilt. His house arrest feels like witness protection. Durk's camp stays mute, but the optics? Toxic. If Dad's intel holds, those texts, banks, timelines, it flips the narrative. Not rivals like Quando Rondo, but inner circle knives. Hip-hop chews on it. Podcasts dissect, memes mock, true crime docs loom. In trenches where snitches get stitches, exposing your own son? That's nuclear, rewriting OEF's legacy from brotherhood to betrayal. One backdoor, and the empire teeters. It all clicks into place when you zoom out. Durk and King Von were tangled in the same court drama. Then Von dies mysteriously, and poof, months later, those charges against Durk evaporate. Loyalty in the streets? More like a house of cards waiting for one snitch text to topple it. Why would Durk turn on Von? Simple. Ego and the game. Picture this. You lift someone up to the majors number 360 deal, locking them in, no rights signed over. Then they eclipse you, outshining the one who brought M. Nobody wants their throne snatched by the very dude they mentored. Von wasn't even on Durk's roster, no label ties, no contracts binding him. Yet Durk played the loyal homie card hard, lying on Breakfast Club. You think my man's rocking $300,000 in ice without a top-shelf lawyer? Reality check. Von had a public defender scraping by. Suspicion spiked with a viral tweet piecing it together. Vonnie's dad blasts that Durk greenlit Von's hit, and right after Von, Lil Pab, and FBG Duck got taken out, Durk hops on IG Live like clockwork. Fans clocked it as a slick alibi move, timestamping his innocence while the streets mourned. Vonnie's pops kept the heat on in another raw interview, roasting his own son. He ain't hitting me back, sent that from a jail tablet. No Mac response coming. Told him he can't heed my warnings cause they're playing reckless. They set themselves up to get pinched. That's the trenches tax. You chase that life. This fallout's the bill. And on those leaked texts painting Vonnie as a snitch? Nah, that's a misread. Narrators twisted it to sound like he was flipping on Durk, but it's just him mapping his plea math. Folks jump to he's ratting on Vaughn too. But dig deeper. Vonnie's dad flips the script. He'll sing on Durk just like he orchestrated the setup. Guess who he really works for? Vonnie's not the lone rat in this maze. Day's little brother Ted just flipped too, sparking outrage from rappers who hit socials with "Tell me this ain't real." Ted wasn't even on the radar for the main case. Got nabbed at a store packing heat with an extended clip, but he's bartering street intel to dodge his gun charge. Body cam catches the desperation raw. Ted's pleading with cops pre-cuff. "I swear on everything I'll spill. Please, just hear me out." They shuttle him to a cell, where he chills until an officer swings by. "Ease up? Man, I can't make out a word. What's this number 7 you're mumbling? We'll sort something for you, but relax." Ted's laser-focused. "I'm trying to lock that deal down." Durk's legal squad fired back hard, slamming a new motion to toss the fuzzy second indictment or force a bill of particulars, basically demanding the feds decode their cryptic bounty lingo, spell out the hit's details on Quando, pin down exact dates, rewards promised, and proof Durk ever greenlit it. Prosecutors should have coughed this up ages ago, but keep stonewalling, leaving Durk's team in the dark. Jail turned sinister quick. Durk got yanked to solitary over a supposed contraband cell phone stashed in his cell. His camp calls BS. They buried him in a hole for nothing. Paperwork's flimsy. Straight harassment to flex, claiming our chats are privileged with all this noise swirling. Pure games to break him. Jailhouse tension boiled over when Durk tangled in an altercation, prompting Baby to blast on Twitter. Nothing else matters but Durk Aron, free my bro. Fans smell a pattern, eyeing his crew as marked men, especially after a close Chicago homie got killed right around the beef's timing. Fingers point to Quando Rondo and Tim for payback over Lil Pab's death, allegedly Durk-linked. Yet on that exact day, they drop peace, interviews acting untouchable. Quando spins it personal. "I was just shielding my lil bro. Learning King Von pulled the trigger? Damn. If Brian hadn't wilded out that night, he'd still be here. But nah, I'm built different. Humble, no shots at his mom's. I could have clout chased, but they never sparked it right. This mess? Pointless." Rondo echoes the regret. "Whoever's in my corner has kids. A ride-or-die mama loving. M100%. All this beef talk is dumb. It could have flipped to a collab, 3 to 4 mil streams, handled legit through music beats, not bullets. Durk's bond bids? Shot down cold thanks to solitary lockdown. Silver lining. His lawyers eye trial as prime time to wield the First Amendment like a shield, arguing his bars are pure art, not blueprints. Rapping street tales draws streams, not directives. He's storytelling, not scheming. Durk's attorney nails it. Free speech reigns supreme. I spit what I live in rhymes, just like country croon's heartbreak or R&B croon's passion. Hip-hop gets the side-eye for glorifying grit, but pinning lyrics is crime? That's torching the Constitution. Artists own their narratives. No rap sheet from rhymes alone. Even sans solitary. Feds drew a hard line. Durk would need to drain his empire, hand over every asset, and go flat broke for any shot at bond. Their nightmare? His deep pockets funding hits on witnesses. No dice on release for Lil Durk. Here's the raw math on his dwindling options and this latest denial. Locked in federal court on murder for hire, life sentence staring him down. Law flips the script. Bonds presumed off the table for heavy charges like this. Defense must prove you're no flight risk or a threat. Judge shut it down over killer details. Millions pledged, but not all Durk's own cash. Labels chipping in, and he's sitting on way more wealth hidden away. Cut him loose? He'd bolt with endless resources fueling the escape. Feds already peg him for targeting the case's star snitch, Jam. Announced and ominous. Who's heard from Jam post-flip? Crew vanishes left and right, but he's ghosted months deep. Enter F. Jam. Ironic tag for a dude who jams everyone up wired up after 12 years inside. Emerges preaching loyalty. Durk hooked him with cars. $50,000 stacks. Bragged he was no rat. Snagged a gun beef later. Then cracked, flipping the script entirely.